make up for him, and that's exactly what Nate Bauer did right there. Oh, what a tackle on a big physical back like Rashad Amos. Not a lot of guys are going to be successful tackling Amos up high.
Third down. They need to get to the 3 for a first down. Underneath throw, it's caught. Nope, incomplete, intended for Davis.
That was sitting up and bounced off the chest of Davis, and Bauer almost came up with an interception. It's a heck of a play. The last 2 plays by Bauer after the mistake more than made up for it.
If you're Toledo, this counts as a small win, holding Miami to another field goal. But Nicholson has been pretty much automatic this season, 24 out of 24.
The previous play was under further review for a potential targeting foul.
Well, that would be against, I'd imagine, Nate Bauer. He's the only defender in the area, unless it's coming from somewhere else other than the defended pass play. Well, that's where it's coming from on the quarterback.
That's Culpepper.
That is Culpepper.
So quarterback in the act of throwing the ball is a defenseless player. You are looking for forcible contact to the head or neck area unless it's crown of the helmet. And is that
top of the forehead
indisputable?
Maybe? Well, is that considered crown, top of the forehead? Oh, that's close.
Yeah, so that does look like crown of the helmet from that angle. There was one other angle where it looked like he might have turned the shoulder. And again, every aspect has to be confirmed.
Yeah, if you're a defensive lineman in that situation, instead of lowering your helmet, just see what you're hitting and wrap. So you keep you basically take an indicator out of it. You see it and wrap it rather than duck your head and hit. So that eliminates the penalty, the targeting portion of it, but that is really, really close.
That might be our best look.
I'm thinking we might have seen the last of Judge Culpepper.
Yeah, that's a big loss if it's going to be targeting, because that is crown of the helmet. And so if it's crown of the helmet, it doesn't matter where you impact the defenseless player. It could be above the shoulders, below the shoulders.
After further review, there was a personal foul for targeting defense number 95 with the crown of his helmet. Penalty is half the distance to the goal, automatic first down. Number 95 is disqualified for the remainder of the game.
Well, and that's just tough. You're talking about a senior in his last game, or could potentially his last game. We're going to have to sit out, or actually he would be able to play in the bowl game, but have to sit out the second half. Obviously, the rest of this one and the second half. So this is, here I go on my soapbox again. This is where this rule has a flaw for me, because essentially, to me, he's sitting out 3/4 rather than a half of football. You're talking about the entire second quarter, the entire third and fourth. Let's get this rule right.
And it gives Miami a first down. Toledo loses its best defensive lineman. Avion Smith toward the end zone. Did he get there? No. Second and goal.
If it's written to say a half of football, let's go to a half of football with a targeting penalty. And let's have enough staff to where we can timestamp when a guy goes out of a game, serves a half, and then it reinserted back into the ball game.
His parents, Brad and Monica. Dad, Brad, was an All-American D lineman at Florida. Played 9 years in the NFL. Here comes Amos. Crosses the goal line. Miami with a touchdown and a 2-score lead late in the first.
That is huge for Miami because of the way they play the game of football. It is defense, the running game. They're stingy on defense. They're going to make you earn it. So they're going to be less possessions when you get down against a team like Miami. Then now you're without one of your best defensive linemen and Judge Culpepper for the rest of this one.
PAT by Nicholson. Good. We kick it to Bristol and Matt Berry.
Gentlemen, happy Championship Saturday. I want to take you to the great state of Texas for the Big 12 Championship. Texas and Oklahoma State. Longhorns already up 7-0. Little trickery. Jatavian Sanders scores 14-0 Longhorns. Here come the Pokes. Alan Bowman and Brennan Presley. It's a one-score game. 14-7 Big 12 Championship on ABC.
Andre, we had Oklahoma State last week in the BYU game where they clinched their ticket to the Big 12 Championship. Ollie Gordon.
Got to get him going. 5
touchdowns last week. He's as good a running back as you'll find in college football.
They will need 5 more this week from Ollie Gordon if they're going to have a chance to win the Big 12 Championship game. They've got to work him to no end today. He's got to exhaust himself to beat the Longhorns.
Toledo came into this game on an 11-game win streak. They lost a heartbreaker in the opener to Illinois. And a game where Illinois converted a miracle 4th and 4. That is their only loss of the season. Trailing 10-0 here. Coming up on Championship Saturday over on ABC. It's the American Conference Championship. SMU and number 22.
That'll be a good one.
Yeah, that will. Those two teams have been the best in the AAC this year. Both went undefeated in league play. And then it's the ACC Championship tonight. Louisville and Florida State. Seminoles needing a win for a shot at the college football playoff. Currently sitting at number 4. We told you about their quarterback, Jordan Travis, though, after the season. And a lot of chance FSU might be down to QB3 for this game.
A lot of people think that even if they win, they wouldn't get in, which is ridiculous in my eyes.
I've only heard that from one person, but fair.
Well, people on board with it and that theory for selfish reasons, obviously. But I think if Florida State wins, that they're in.
What message does that send?
A bad one.
Leave Florida State out if they're undefeated.
It's a bad message, but we've done some bad things in the world of college football as of late.
Finn pulls it back. Looking downfield, nobody open. Now he'll run. And you're getting the sense why this Miami defense is so good as we get close to the end of quarter number 1.
Well, they're going to change looks. They're going to keep a guy like Daquan Finn on his toes in terms of thinking his way through the game and making him somewhat second guess at
there and turn the ball over. So we just got to regroup. We got to make sure we're good in situational football and play.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The big loss for Toledo. Judge Culpepper, their top D lineman, ejected for targeting. And remember, in that game against Miami in October, he was the one who fell on Brett Gabbert's leg, causing Gabbert, the Miami quarterback, to miss the balance of the season. 3rd down and 8. Pressure coming. Finn gets hit. It's incomplete for Vander Ross. Covered well by Strider. It'll bring up 4th down. Salopek like a heat-seeking missile in the backfield.
Well, they've gone to get away from their tendencies, as you've mentioned, for most of this game. Miami doesn't blitz a whole lot defensively, but we've seen some early game blitzes from Ty Wise and Matt Salopek and getting and affecting Daquan Finn here early.
Salopek, just a winner. 4 state titles in high school.
Yep.
Won a MAC championship as a freshman.
5 for 5 in 5 consecutive years in terms of competing and winning championships.
McDonald from the 25.
I like this.
And every single Miami drive has started 30+ for Miami, Kark.
Absolutely, Anish. This loss for Toledo with Judge Culpepper, it is not minor, it's massive. He's a defensive tackle, an interior guy. He leads the team in sacks with 8.5, and this is a unit that leads the MAC overall in sacks and top 16 in the country. Not to mention he's an emotional leader too, a KG vet, a transfer from Penn State, and I saw him earlier coaching up some of the defensive players. But Andre, you know better than anyone, when you're getting pressure up front, getting after the quarterback with interior defensive linemen, they don't grow on trees.
Yeah, I mean, that's where you don't want the pressure. If you're a quarterback, is right up the middle in your face, because it blinds you first and forces you to move. And you know, with him, with Judge Culpepper, you not only lose a defensive tackle, but you use a versatile player that can bounce to a defensive end in certain instances as well for this Toledo defense.
Look at the average starting field position for the Red Hawks as Amos gets the call on first down. He's run well so far, 4 carries, 29 yards. And coming in for Culpepper on that D-line is Eshawn Carter, sophomore from right here in Detroit. Played at MLK, where DeQuan Finn and Benny Booth played as well.
They lose some size with Carter coming into the game, and a ton of experience and production with Carter in the game for Culpepper.
Back to the ground. And Amos rumbles ahead for a couple of more. Flag down.
Or illegal chop block I think we're going to have here.
Deshaun Holt is down for Toledo.
Yeah, I think it's against Luke Bolden, teaming with Reed Polsky, the right tackle.
Personal foul, illegal block, below the waist, offense number 47. 15-yard penalty. Repeat, second down.
And it's an injured player down on the ground. I'm not sure who it is, but I know it's because of the block by Bolden. This goes right down on Deshaun Holt. Kind of a kick out block, but he didn't kick him out. He just went low. And that's one of the blocks they're trying to take out of the game with that rule.
Holt, a junior from Waldorf, Maryland, and he backs up Terrence Taylor at one of the linebacker positions. Taylor has been in there today, but he's been banged up.
Yeah, they don't know how long they'll have Terrence Taylor. He's just trying to go tape, Band-Aid, whatever he can do to get him into the game. Or keep him into the game.
Luke Bolden called for that penalty. Family affair for him today. His cousin is Daniel Bolden, number 31 on defense for Toledo. So there might be times when he and Dan Bolden will be lined up against each other today.
They coach him hard. That's one of the things that Chuck Martin likes about him. Called him over, got on him after that block. He takes the coaching and keeps on trucking.
Smith lets it fly downfield into coverage, incomplete. Wanted Joe Wilkins.
Kind of blinded Avion Smith a little bit where he couldn't make that throw in rhythm and in real time. So he had to step back, kind of bounce himself to get clearance, and by the end there was secondary help on the back end for Toledo.
There is Brett Gabbert, who despite missing a bulk of the season was still named third-team All-MAC. And the big change to the offense, you get behind the chains right now if you're Miami. Avion Smith just isn't built for that. There's Kevin Davis. That play tells you so much, Andre. It tells you that Chuck Martin knows his team, knows what his offense is about. Don't make mistakes, be conservative,
and he knows
he can play defensive field position.
Third and forever, we're not going to make a mistake. We're not going to beat ourselves. We're not going to put the ball up and just let you intercept it, give you some momentum and field position. We're going to punt it, play defense. We got the best defense in the conference. We're in a conference championship game. We'll live that way and see where it takes us. But smart coaching job by Chuck Martin.
Knowing your personnel. Bevelheimer to kick it away. Line drive kick. It skips on Maddox.
Beautiful.
Rolling inside the 20, and that's how you flip the field with special teams. Special teams, the calling card for Miami at 19 when they won the MAC. It's been a big part of their success so far today.
Allows him to help people, and he's keenly aware of his surroundings and giving back to his communities. One of the most memorable experiences he's had as a Rocket.
I love to see
Beautiful story.
when young men, young women overcome adversity and then use that as a teaching moment for others going through the same thing.
Yeah, he's such a bright young man, too. He's going to graduate this spring and pursue an MBA while playing with 2 years left, and he's got a young son, Mateus, and he's a proud dad as another flag drops.
I think we'll get a horse collar here. Ty Wise in pursuit.
And he didn't have to do it because DeQuan Finn was headed out of bounds. There's no way he was going to turn up the sideline. But you risk serious injury when you reach for the back of those shoulder pads.
Personal foul, horse collar tackle, defense number 10. 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
Well, he's got an angle. You can wrap up, but he is not going to turn up, and that will give field position or take it away faster than anything else. He might have had the jersey. You have the pad or the jersey?
Looks like he might have got in the nameplate there. First down for Toledo at the 38-yard line. Boone is the running back. He's been quiet so far. Ben fakes the handoff. Plenty of time. Swing pass to Boone. Boone shows off the wheels. Made the first man miss and takes it into Miami territory for a pickup of 25.
And that's the most underrated part of this game, and he's his ability to catch balls out of the backfield. 13 of them coming in for 189 and a touchdown. But he's not only just a big physical back. There's some finesse to Penny Boone as well.
Came into the game 5th nationally in rushing yards. This is Finn. Serpents to the outside and runs out of bounds after picking up the first.
Boy, what a block by Torres, the tight end. Second team All-MAC, just glues to his guy and won't let the defender there, Strader, get loose the corner, and it gave the edge to Finn to turn up and pick up the first down. Well, I mean, he glued onto Strader and would not allow him to move.
True freshman corner against an all-conference tight end. Play action. Edge pressure. Finn takes a hit. Downfield. Newton adjusting. Could not stay in bounds.
Barely missing with the one-leg tap. Try to get it down. I think it's the pressure on Finn to where he can't really step in to this throw, so it sails wide on him.
Good call.
Just out of bounds. Good job with the camera work there, guys. Clearly out of bounds.
Pressure up the middle. Finn running around. He'll take off, and he dives to the 20-yard line, setting up a third down and about 3, a gain of 7 on the play.
Always love diving head first.
Flag down.
Where you get the necessary yardage, but this may come back with a hold against Toledo, who's put together a pretty good drive here.
Offense number 56, 10-yard penalty, repeat, second down.
That's the center, Devin Rogers. Andre, what's impressive, go back to the first game. Miami down 21-3 halftime. They shut out Toledo in the second half. Almost came back even with the injury to Gabbert. Lose the game 21-17. And now you've held Toledo off the board with 10 minutes and change to go in this second quarter. I mean, that's against the #1 offense in the MAC by a long shot.
Yeah.
Stewart gets the call. Toledo's leading rusher from a year ago. It'll bring up a 3rd and long.
Well, the thing about it is what they're doing defensively, they're not allowing a guy like Stewart to hit the line of scrimmage with any kind of speed. So they're making him chop his feet and then engaging and tackling him early. With Penny Boone, they're not allowing him to get downhill fast. It's make him make a move as he's approaching the line of scrimmage, and you take away the power aspect of the running game for Toledo.
Boone came in averaging almost 7.5 yards per carry. Has 9 yards on 4 attempts. Again, pressure from Miami bringing the blitz. Finn gets rid of it and completes to Jaquez Stewart. He's going to be shy of the marker. Fourth down.
A lot closer than where they were. And what does this do for Jason Candle in terms of trying to get himself and his team back in this game? I think you take the points or the attempted points here.
Miami, not a pressure team. We've seen a lot of pressure today.
Well, it's okay. We did this, or we didn't do this in the first game. We're not going to just sit back and allow them to pick us apart. We're going to do something different, and that's what usually happens to the team that loses, and you're facing each other in a second matchup. They make the adjustments Miami has.
A 39-yarder by Pollock. It's blocked. It's becoming a refrain here for Miami. Special teams.
Defense and special teams. Chuck Martin.
In terms of field position, adding points with field goals, having a strong punting game. He really values that in this age where a lot of coaches, it's kind of a shoulder shrug.
Yeah, in his program, you're going to have a lot of extra linebackers and tight end types. Whereas if you're an offensive-minded head coach, you're going to have a lot of receiver types that are playing special teams.
Smith hunted down by Gant.
Just kind of put a bow on that. Chuck Martin felt like, you know, that's why his team overall is good on special teams, because they have bigger, faster bodies than most programs will have. Heck of a way to look at it. When he broke it down during his walk in our Zoom, it certainly made sense. You ever had one of those where you take a Zoom and the coach walking the entire time?
That was the first.
That was the first.
Had to get his steps in. Miami 1 for 4 on third down. And that is off the hands of Cade McDonald. Moved down. How about Delancey? He's the nickel back. He was not all conference. A lot of folks felt he should have been.
He's playing like he's got a chip on his shoulder for not being voted all conference. What a lick he put on McDonald.
Now, Chuck Martin said when he saw the tape of the three corners, Mitchell, who's a pro, McDonald, who's been a fixture back there for several years, and Delancey, he felt that Toledo might have the three best corners in the entire MAC. Bevelheimer sends this away. Bouncing punt, takes a Red Hawk bounce and dies at the 31. Toledo has gone almost a full game, almost 4 quarters since its last score against Miami. Special teams.
Defense and special teams. Throw in field position in there as well. I think this is their 4th possession. None have started better than their own 25. This is the best field position that Toledo's had in the ball game.
Not much for Jaquez Stewart. He lost a yard. It's Hurdle who had the block kick. Now Toledo's been able to get into Miami territory twice. 1 possession, a blocked field goal. The other, a strip sack fumble. Pressure coming. Finn running backwards. Maneuvers the sideline and then throws it away downfield. Vanderas was the closest receiver. Kark?
Yeah, Toledo averages 35 points per game. Donuts right now. The leader of this defense, unequivocally, it's Matt Salapak, 15 and white. And Andre, you marveled over his side-to-side type speed. He was a safety when he first came here, and now a converted linebacker, 3 years, 100 tackles per year at that position. He told me this week he watches 16 to 20 hours of tape on his own.
Well, that gives you the ability to be in a spot before a play happens when you know tendencies of a defense.
Finn throws, and he finds Stewart out of the backfield. Going to be a little short. It's going to be 4th down, and this is a decision now early in this game for Jason Candle.
It's this play of Salapak there that holds Stewart short of the 1st down marker.
You got to remember, Toledo's got a good defense, too.
Yeah, just the hustle by Salapak. I mean, couldn't have been timed more. Kark, his ability and what he means to this Miami defense. I mean, he sold out to get to Stewart and force him short of the first down mark.
The true freshman Emilio Duran to punt. Fair catch called for by McDonald. He makes it. There was contact with Duran, the punter, but no flag. James getting closer to making his USC debut. Here's that last punt. Duran gets it off, and that was perhaps a nod to the Toledo theater program. Avion Smith just 2 for 6, 19 yards. Takes a shot deep downfield, has a receiver. It's caught. It's Davis. There is a flag down in the backfield.
Coming back. And one of the things that Coach Karras told us he couldn't have and afford was to give up explosive plays.
Offense, number 56.
He got lucky.
10-yard penalty.
With a hole there because this is very much an explosive play. And have Reed Holsky, the right tackle. Speed inside, just grabs. Yes, indeed. His wrestling move there.
He didn't want to get his quarterback hit.
The only thing that was left off was the takedown.
That comes with 15 more. Since the first 3 drives, this Toledo defense, remember, they're without Judge Culpepper, ejected for targeting. And last play was a 45-yard gain negated by the penalty.
Well, they're not built for 1st and 20. That's for sure. Especially without Brett Gabbert.
With the play clock running down, timeout, Chuck.
Charge timeout. Miami, their first of the half. This will be
Make
in
sure
30
they
seconds.
don't rush into a mistake. Get the play called and take your time. Well, he is heated right now.
All right, it's time for today's Aflac trivia question.
Aflac.
The MAC championship game has been held at Ford Field since 2004. Which FBS conference championship game has the longest active streak at the current venue?
It's got to be the guys down south, right?
I was thinking of the SEC, but they play now at Mercedes-Benz, right? So that's
how long have they been there?
A fairly
How about the
new
Big
stadium.
Ten in Indy?
Yeah, Big Ten in Indy. Now, again, that stadium, Lucas Oil Stadium, fairly new.
Big 12's in Dallas, right? AT&T.
Big 12 is in Dallas, AT&T Stadium, which is also, again, fairly new. ACC plays at Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte.
Maybe we should go where it's not.
But there was
that would
a
be
year.
Vegas in the Pac-12, so we could eliminate Vegas in the Pac-12.
There was a year where the ACC recently, I believe, played in Orlando. So, it's a good trivia question.
Eliminate the ACC. Man.
2nd down, 15 to go. While we ponder, Duke and Wary.
It's not the American, it's too new.
Amos is swallowed up in the backfield. And the American playing its league championship this year at the site of the top seed.
That's a good question because it still has us talking about it 2 plays later and not Amos and what he's doing on the field. And what Toledo's doing as well to slow down this Miami offensive attack and get them to 3rd and 14. Not going to make a mistake, not going to kill himself, so look for a draw play or maybe something quick in the passing game if that's what they decide to do. Maybe even a quarterback run in this situation.
Larvidan, the motion man. Smith will run. And he is dropped shy of the marker. 4th down. Gant, who's Toledo's top tackler, making the stop. And on to punt it away is Bevelheimer.
And they elect to go with a delayed quarterback run, being safe. And remember, they've got a 10-point lead. This is exactly the type of game that Chuck Martin wants his team in. It is I mean, you talk about how you want to fight to go along a boxing match. Well, this is perfect for Chuck Martin. 10-point lead, three minutes or so and some change left before halftime. You get the punt here and play defense. Perfect.
One MAC assistant coach texted me this week. He told me Miami is fine winning a game 13-10, and they're good at it. Maddox out to the 25-yard line. What do you got, Matt?
Well, I have your Lexus halftime report coming up on Championship Saturday. Texas making its case in the Big 12 Championship. They look dominant. Plus purple rain last night in the final Pac-12 game ever. Plus the SEC Championship deciding factor. We've got Joey Galloway, Dan Mullen joining me coming up on the Lexus halftime report.
I wonder if those guys have the answer to our Aflac question.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one.
It's a really good question. Even Paul Newman hadn't chirped in.
Our statistician extraordinaire.
He usually knows all things that are all things.
Partly because he always asks Siri.
Oh, he's a cheater, huh? He cheats.
We got a lot of stories on Paul. Here comes DeQuan Finn. Dives across the 30-yard line. These 3 hours are good for Paul Newman. He can stay away from the swipe rights and the swipe lefts.
My man.
Toledo last week went scoreless on its first 5 drives. Same has happened today. And there has been no running room whatsoever for Penny Boone.
Won't let him get started. I mean, you're forcing him lateral, and he is the type of back that loves coming downhill, and you can see almost the frustration coming out as he's wanting a certain type of run called and not the lateral type. He wants to come downhill and challenge the front four of this Miami defense.
Toledo, the #1 passing offense in the MAC, the #1 rushing offense. They have been shackled today by Miami. Finn to the air, over the middle, and able to complete his tight end, Torres.
Well, they love Torres and his size when they get closer down towards the red zone, but what a big target to throw to in the field as well between the 20. 6'6", 250 is a nice big target for DeQuan Finn.
Vander Ross, the motion man. He makes the catch. Cuts it across the middle of the field. A hurdle. And Toledo takes it to the 20-yard line with less than 1:40 to go in the half.
Yeah, and this is what Miami could ill afford to have happen, is this Toledo offense to get hot. You get a guy like Vander Ross in space. It's a dangerous thing.
Going quickly after a gain of 33. And Penny Boone with his best rush of the afternoon. A pickup of 5.
Not sure why offenses, when they're stagnant, don't go to this more often. Let's speed things up, take the thinking out of it for the players, and just go run plays. Let's go run them and execute. And that's exactly what Toledo has decided to do, and they are successful in doing it.
And Miami uses a defensive timeout, sensing that. All right, Andre, one last guess before we give
I'm going AT&T
question.
Big 12 AT&T.
All right, let's answer the Aflac trivia question.
Total guess on my part.
Survey says
suspense here.
Come on, what do we got?
There's a lot of suspense going on.
That's a trick question. That is a trick question. It's a trick question.
It is. And almost disappointing. Just waiting for this big build-up MAC championship card. So it's a trick question. The MAC championship game has been held at Ford Field since 2004. And we know the rest of the question, and it's the MAC championship is the answer.
We're at the point of the season where the folks in the truck are out to get us.
They got me with that one. I mean, they had us back and forth and conferences and eliminations and all of it.
Finn throwing for the end zone. A lot of contact. contact.
And a flag.
And we get the flag.
Late one, but we got one.
Intended for the 6th-year senior Maddox, with Michael Dowell, the nickel back, in coverage.
And the transfer from Michigan State. Here's the guy that's going to get the call. He comes in as the nickel and just kind of grabs right at the last second.
Defense plays to the 2-yard line. Automatic first down.
Excellent coverage until just as he wants to turn his head and look back, he grabs, and that drew the flag.
And Toledo will come out with 3 tight ends, and here is we're having 6'1", 240 in the backfield is a bonus.
Keep an eye on Torres as well if they decide to go jump ball at the top of the screen.
Torres, the tight end, split out to the left, now motions toward the line. Finn falls down, looked like a botched exchange. Him and Boone colliding, the 2 former high school teammates from MLK right here in Detroit.
Now, they've had a lot of ball handling drills between the 2 of them, but you bump into Penny Boone like that, you're going down. Not a whole lot of guys that are 205 are going to survive that with Penny Boone.
40 seconds to go. Toledo's got all 3 timeouts.
Remember Torres right there, bottom of the screen.
Out of a pistol set. Finn throws, end zone, wide open. Torres, touchdown Toledo.
Oh, what a great play fake on the part of DeQuan Finn. That holds the linebacker who's responsible for Torres on the end of the line of scrimmage. He comes up. Torres is wide open in the back of the end zone.
And we have a flag on the field.
Oh boy, hold on.
Ineligible receiver, downfield, offense number 78. 5-yard penalty, repeat.
David Wagogo. And oh no.
A lot of uncharacteristic, self-inflicted wounds for Toledo in this first half.
That's how good teams usually lose games. Penalties, crazy mistakes. But Wagogo, the end man, he is just going to release up the field. And you actually have about 2 men. He got called for it, but you're going to take in the right guard, Tyler Long, right along with him.
So 2nd and goal, now back at the 12. They had a 1st and goal from the 2 a couple of plays ago. Edge pressure. Finn straight ahead, dives inside the 10. Let's see if Toledo calls a timeout. They do with 20 seconds. Andre, I know Miami's got a great red zone defense. Teams have only scored 15 touchdowns in 33 trips, but Toledo, you have the ball at the 2, quarterback and running back bump into each other, illegal man downfield, wipes away a touchdown. That has nothing to do with what Miami did.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it has nothing to do with Miami. It's just self-inflicted stuff by Toledo as they try to work themselves back into a position to get into the end zone. But the penalties, that's usually when you're scratching your head. Why didn't it happen? Why didn't we win a championship? Well, it's self-inflicted stuff, but you got to credit Miami as well because they are being stingy with their defense, making Toledo earn every single yard.
Salopek, 15 and white, the MAC Defensive Player of the Year, has been all over the field. Number 0, Ertl, has a blocked kick. Hilton's got a fumble recovery. Ugu forced a fumble.
Miami's hoping and needs just to hold up one more snap here.
3rd down and goal from the 9. Finn's got all sorts of time. Rolling to his right. He'll try to run for it. Diving. He got in. Touchdown. And there is another flag down at the 3-yard line.
Wow.
And now the officials are talking about it. They will look at this. All plays are reviewed.
Holding.
Face mask.
Offense. Number 56. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Repeat. Third down.
And it was
Devin Rogers. So 2 touchdowns have been called back on
the
this
game clock to
drive
13 seconds.
because of penalties.
And he had someone. You're lucky it's just a hold and not a face mask, because it was very high on the face mask area. You almost have a helmet. Yeah, it's definitely there. And Corbin Hondru, the defender who is being held, nothing he can do about that but replay it and take the yardage.
Here's the blitz. Finn throwing toward the end zone. Caught by Torres. Touchdown Toledo.
Again.
And no flags
this time. Torres is thinking, hey, I've only been in the end zone two times this year, and you take it away from me. He doubles back again, and this one's going to stand for the junior tight end, second-team All-MAC player. Boy, what a throw. How about that throw from Finn? The guy barreling down in his face, just stands right in there and strokes one to Torres. Those are the ones that old quarterbacks get fired up about. You know you're taking one in the chops to complete that one.
Botch snap. Picked up by Miami.
That's huge.
Run it back. It would have been a 2-point play the other way. They do not run it back, and wow. You've had a block kick and now a botched snap on the PAT. It's been that kind of game. Gleason just couldn't put it down. He got swarmed. He tried to throw it.
That's huge as we get deeper into this game. And
the amount of mistakes on this drive by Toledo.
Defense.
They get to do it again.
Called it to the 1.5. Number 0 in the defense must sit out for 1 play due to
This feels like we're in the upside down, doesn't it?
That's right. Did not see the flag come out. And so here we go again for Toledo. And do they go for 2 here now that it's a yard closer?
And the ball is inside the 2, and it's going to be the offense.
You got Penny Boone, the Offensive Player of the Year. You got the MVP of the MAC in Daquan Finn. Why not? Good offensive line.
The left side, Rossi and Scurry.
Yeah,
strength of the line, both first-team all-conference.
That's the power side of this Toledo offense, or the line rather.
Boone is the running back, and a timeout by Miami, their 3rd and final timeout of the half.
30 seconds. Charge timeout. Miami.
So
want to get a look at the formation and figure out how he wants to defend it.
Theater of the absurd here in the last minute of this first half of the MAC championship. Toledo on this drive penalized 3 times. The first touchdown to Anthony Torres, called back, illegal man downfield. Then Daquan Finn reaches for the pylon, hits the pylon, ruled a touchdown. Holding calls that back. Finally, they get a touchdown on a pass to Torres. And then on a botched snap on the PAT, the penalty on Miami. And so now Toledo will try for a 2-point conversion. Just wild. This feels like a Tuesday in November all of a sudden.
Little Mac.
Because Miami took a timeout, number 0 may play this down.
I think Chuck Martin realized just how important Austin Ertl is to this particular play, so he wanted him on the field. Took the timeout. Now he's back in the lineup.
Boone is the running back. Finn fakes it to Boone, throws back to the end zone. Conversion good. It's Torres Again, that's his third catch in the end zone on this drive. 2 of them count.
Well, we told you they like or love Anthony Torres down inside the red zone. A big 6'6" target, and it was just play action. The linebackers again, they bite up, and Finn's able to just flip one to Torres, standing wide open in the back of the end zone again.
Toledo gets the ball first in the second half, so you cannot underscore just how big those points were before halftime.
It's huge now because you go from chasing 1 point to having a